Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, it's my favorite time of the year. It's the Halloween season. It's time to carve bumpkins and pumpkins, get handy with candy, and enjoy whores and whores. But since this is a gaming channel, let's keep it nerdy and talk about retro video games. In games from our yesteryears, it would be common to have a trope of level themes, like a fire-themed level or an ice level. Every now and then you'd get a spooky Halloween or haunted house-themed level. I love that shit. What a hauntingly great surprise they are. And that's what I want to talk about today. Spooky levels, but in non-spooky games. I made a list of my personal favorites, so without further ado, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Aging Gamer's Top 10 Favorite Spooky Levels in Non-Spooky Games. Number 10.
Who's bad?
Ah! Oh, that was just Michael Jackson. Ah! So this is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for the Sega Genesis. Once you reach the third area of this game, you'll be in the forest, where there's zombies. You, as the Prince of Pop, will have to save children by glitter-kicking the undead back to hell. Check behind the bushes and tombstones to find all the children, and save them from the evil drug lord Joe Pesci. Being completely honest, I don't really care for this game all too much, but I had to put it on my list for the mere fact that during a horde of zombies, if you hold down the special button, you can actually do the Thriller dance. That's awesome! Say what you will about the man, but as the young kids say, that song slaps. Ah! Number 9. Disney's DuckTales is a fantastic game based off a fantastic cartoon. In this title, you play as none other than Scrooge McDuck, and you're gonna collect gold and jewels in some random locations like the Amazon and even the moon. And one of the levels you can play is Transylvania. So you know shit is about to get spooky. There's dangerous mummies, duck skeletons, spikes, and minecarts. At the end, we'll have a boss fight against DuckTales' signature sorceress, Magica De Spell. All in all, this is a fun little scary themed level, and it's my favorite in the game. Number 8. Oh man, I do sure love me some Tiny Toons. No, not that! There were lots of Tiny Toon games released back in the day, and quite a few of them had spooky levels, but my favorite has to go to the Haunted Castle level that was featured in Tiny Toons Buster Bust Loose on the Super Nintendo. It's got the typical things you would expect: ghosts, bats, monsters, but this level has a creepy atmosphere to it, for a Tiny Toons game anyway. Like this part here, where there's all these candles and the stained glass portraits of all the kids from Acme Acres. Like who put the kids in this castle? What's going on? This level hits the spooky factors just right, and it's accompanied by some eerie music. The only thing I'm a bit disappointed with is that there's no boss fight. The previous 2 levels in this game had bosses, but this one just kind of ends. Great level regardless. Number 7. So Adventures in the Magic Kingdom is a game based off of none other than Disneyland. In this game, you have to go through a few famous Disneyland rides to collect keys. One of the levels, and my favorite in the game, is a level based off of Disney's Haunted Mansion. In this stage, your character starts off outside in the cemetery, having to fight off zombies. Make your way into the mansion, and you'll start seeing a lot of parts from the ride itself, like the mirrors that shows a ghoul being right next to you, the ballroom with the dancing couple, and even those head statues. The boss of this stage is just a random ghost that takes way too many hits to kill. I'm not sure why the boss wasn't Madame Leota, but all in all, if you're a fan of the Haunted Mansion ride, or even just a fan of spooky levels, this stage is a fun little treat. Number 6. Going from one Disney game to another, let's talk about one of my favorite Sega Genesis games from my childhood, Quackshot. In this game, you play as Donald Duck, who stars as some kind of Indiana Jones-like character. At one point in the game, after you explore a temple in Mexico and retrieve a bubble gun in Duckburg, you make your way to Transylvania, and you enter a haunted castle. Inside, you're surrounded by ghosts, bats, and skeletons. You also have to use your new bubble gun to blast away specific barrels and blocks. You'll have a short puzzle-like maze, and there's even an underwater section. At the end, you'll fight none other than Dracula himself. But, he's a duck too, apparently. Imagine a duck trying to suck blood. They don't even have lips. This stage altogether has a fun, spooky atmosphere to it, which is accompanied by a great spooky sounding music track. This stage, to me, is the highlight of the whole game. Number 5. Now for a different type of spooky horror themed level featured from another one of my favorite Sega Genesis games, Earthworm Jim. The second level of the game, titled What the Heck, features you in none other than hell! Or at least whatever this universe interprets as hell. You're in a fiery underworld where you got these ghost demon creatures, lawyers, ouch! And ironically a snowman trying to kill you. There's fire shooting everywhere, and you got the boss of the level just dancing in the back as he watches you trying to survive. That boss is Evil the Cat. When you make it to the end, you have to retrieve your stolen super suit. Evil will blast away at you and you have to dodge his attacks. After that, you have to kill all 9 of his lives before you can escape. How fun, and what a quirky little stage. Oh, and my favorite part of this level is the music. It starts off by playing Night on Bald Mountain, really setting up the evilness of this stage, but suddenly there's a record scratch and it goes to some cheesy elevator music, which is accompanied by random blood-curdling screams and yells. Fantastic! Number 4. Let's go! If you had a Nintendo 64, chances are you played Super Mario 64. And if you have, you know how creepy the Big Boo's Haunt World is. You plop in and there's an unsettling tone of music, and you're face to face with a giant mansion. You enter and there's some boos, some giant eyeballs, and a oh god, what the fuck? This piano is one of the most random, scariest things in a Mario game. Jeez! So because you have to collect 8 different stars in this world, you'll be re-entering this stage and fighting ghosts a lot. You'll fight off Big Boo in the entryway, you'll fight Big Boo in a fiery merry-go-round, and you'll even fight Big Boo on top of the mansion. This stage just offers a lot of cool spookiness to enjoy. It's, of course, another one of my favorite levels in this awesome game. Here we go! Number 3. So here's another fun one, with a third Capcom game making this list. This is Shade Man stage from Mega Man 7. This stage to me stands out so much, probably because I don't expect a Halloween-like level in a game featuring robots. I mean, can robots even feel fear? So this stage is pretty cool for many reasons. Like if you hold down the B button when selecting the stage, you'll get a cool Ghost and Goblin song playing instead of the regular stage theme. Groovy! In this stage you'll also fight against robot zombies, robot bats, and there's even a big robot pumpkin mini-boss. And depending on how you defeat the boss, it will actually cause the level to branch off into two different paths. Defeat the boss by destroying the pumpkin inside the center, and you'll go through a short lights out area, and also an elevator section with those damn zombies. Now defeat the pumpkin boss by destroying its outer shell instead, and you'll fight through robot knights, and you also fight a robot wolf thing. You'll even see this snazzy photo of Dr. Wily looking like Dracula. Regardless of which path you go down, you'll end up fighting Shademan at the end. This Batwing robot sucks the energy out of you. Fight cautiously. All in all, this is a pretty cool spooky stage. Number 2. Mario is making another appearance here, but this time from a 2D game, Super Mario Land 2: 6 Golden Coins. There's a whole zone in this game dedicated to scary stuff in the form of Pumpkin Zone. I love this because it's just so un-Mario-like. We always have the same kind of stuff in Mario games today, so seeing Mario in stages like this is really cool. Like, look at these walking Jason Voorhees heads with daggers sticking out. Gruesome! You also see boos, ghost Goombas, and some Japanese folklore creatures. At the end of the 4th stage in this zone, we'll fight against someone simply known as the Witch. She throws fireballs, but a few good bonks to the head should defeat this witch bitch. So again, I love seeing Mario put in this kind of setting. The Mario Land games in general were fantastic for taking Mario out of his comfort zone. These levels are unique, especially for the time the game came out, and that's why I placed it so high on my list. Number 1. While The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time did have quite a few disturbing moments, like the Shadow Temple and the Scatola House, the first and real big horror moment, in my opinion, is the bottom of the well. In this mini dungeon, you're on a quest to find the Lens of Truth, but you have so many monstrosities to go through. Once you enter, you immediately get some eerie music while slowly discovering the traps of this place. You can fall through invisible holes in the floor that can lead to a room full of those goddamn re-deads. Those guys are creepy as fuck! There's also certain areas where the dreaded Wallmaster can drop down and capture you. And while those enemies are terrifying as hell, they pale in comparison to the boss of this well, Dead Hand. Just look at this guy, he's just horrifying. So yeah, this whole dungeon, while short, was easily the scariest part of the game. And for the record, I realize Majora's Mask is a creepier game, but goddamn, that entire game should be considered that of the horror genre. For this title here, it feels more unsettling because you just don't expect it. It's spooky as fuck! But those are just my opinions. What do you guys think? What are some of your favorite Halloween or scary themed levels in games that you really wouldn't consider a horror game? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, you want to subscribe, you can do both. And I thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great, safe Halloween. If you don't see another video up before then, and I love you guys. Take care!